It's gonna be a part 2 again. I was trying to do it all in one. My finger hit the stop button, putting it into the housing. It's gonna be a 2-parter. But okay, come on, we're gonna go down the road here. We're gonna go down the road here to the now defunct Atlantic City Race Course. This race course, back in its glory day, I believe it was originally owned, and I think it may have even been built, funded at the behest of some 1940s or 1950s silver screen actors. For all of my eager search engine beavers out there, by all means, you can research that and comment below. Comment below. We are now going to pay the defunct Atlantic City Race Course a visit. I'm going to shed some more light on both capitalism and unionism. Because believe me, it is not the pretty thing you think it is. By the way, this traffic light, it's too short. Crossing 40, it needs to be green about 25 seconds longer than it is. Because by the time I'm halfway across the street, it's already turning yellow. Cross traffic does not get enough time to get there. So we got to race to get there. Of course, pray to God we don't get J-hooked. See if I can get the camera out the housing without my big clunky fingers stopping it again. This is going to be Bob's Furniture, and they are hiring. What kind of wage? I don't know. I'm not even sure about the quality or the craftsmanship of their product. Everything is just so bad. Nothing's worth it anymore. I'll talk more about that in another video. Let's see if I can get you back inside the housing without cutting off the camera again. All right, let's go. And here we are on the tattered ruins of the Atlantic City Race Course. It last featured simulcast, racing. It doesn't even do that anymore. It now houses all of Atlantic City Electric and a tree trimming service called Ass Blunt. It's a weird ass name, but they house a lot of heavy equipment. It's what they rent out their land to do. It's what they rent out their land to do. All right, now, I believe in July of 2012, I was employed by Admiral Security. I believe Admiral Security, their parent company is called Redcoats. They own a couple of things. I think they own a cleaning service as well as security companies. I want you to look and see if you can see that. I hope you can. I don't want to get too close. There are two vehicles there. One a champagne gold SUV, and another is, what is that? It is a champagne gold. Well, it's a Mercury. It's some sort of car. The make of the car is not what's important. What's important is I had been using a friend's car. It was a little I think it was a little plucky little Toyota Matrix, and I had that Toyota Matrix parked exactly where our SUV is. Okay, and in July, I believe it was July 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be able to confirm that in just a minute, and I'll tell you why. But I believe it was July 2nd of 2012, in the wee hours of the morning, I heard a horrific crash. I walked down to the end of this driveway. I looked down that location where I saw an overturned Jeep vehicle. I think they call them CJ30s or something like that. They're Jeeps. They got the big knobby tires. It didn't have doors on it. I'm sure my car enthusiasts probably know what I'm talking about. I then ran back to my vehicle, entered it, started the ignition, and I went. I'll put you back inside the housing here. And I went down here to render aid. To the occupants of the crash. Now, mind you, all of this was going on during the June 30th Draco storm, where power was knocked out. And my position, I was there with one other security officer who remained behind to guard the gates. And our appointment at that gate was to keep out the people in the neighborhood, because it was considered that they would become angry and disgruntled over not having power, and that they may become violent. And more to the point, they were scared that their $1 million bales of copper wire, would be stolen. I'm gonna gingerly lay the Black Rider down here on her side. She doesn't have a kickstand. I'm glad the family put up a memorial. At least now I know the young man's name that was ejected from the vehicle. His name was Richie. And as you can see, his date of passing is July 2nd, 2012. Obviously an Eagles fan. While the Union was concerned about its $1 million bales of copper wire, about its property, its trucks, Admiral Security, along with Pepco, the parent company of Atlantic City Electric, they saw fit to chastise me. They said that I abandoned my post and that I came down here. I see. That I came down here and that I should not have come down here. Through means I won't exactly say right now, but the report that Admiral Security generated on this incident, it was altered a number of times. They were very, very concerned that they, in some fashion, may be held liable, or Atlantic City Racetrack, persons who had hired Admiral Security, you know, that they would be deemed liable in some fashion. So, while everybody was dining and feasting like kings, okay, Admiral Security and Pepco Holding, they were criticizing me for trying to save a young man's life, 2 young men's life. 1 remained inside the vehicle. For absolute clarity and transparency, alcohol was indeed determined to be a factor in their crash. The vehicle was traveling, see how this car is coming now? They were coming in that direction. They careened off the road and they crashed their vehicle somewhere near this field, somewhere near that light pole. Our deceased occupant was ejected and his body came to rest somewhere in this area. I won't go into graphic details out of respect for the family, whomever may be seeing this. But it was not an instantaneous death. It wasn't an instant death. I'm not going to say too much about that. They were drunk, they were driving erratically, they crashed, and when I went to render aid, I was chastised for that. Okay, Hamilton Township Police Officer Rivera was the first to respond to the scene within minutes of the 911 call. Once he got here, he ordered myself and one of the occupants, presumably he's an occupant, I don't know if he rents there or not, but he did emerge from this complex and came across the street to render aid. He ordered everybody, Officer Rivera ordered everybody to clear the area, that the medevac helicopter was on its way. And I, of course, immediately complied with those orders. And it was then that I returned to my post on duty. So yeah, that's your union. That's your capitalism. Okay? That's what Atlantic City Electric is more concerned with. That's what capitalistic companies like Admiral Security are concerned with. Their own needs. Their own precious needs. And they don't give a shit about you. Total Control, 8-7.